There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We judge it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who willing to sell. The blessing that time and the effort are red. The brothers giving us here and the promise of them. The work with my life without fear.
I lyrical
Master.
Play police who make on you. I can't Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina can I say my jamo. And you no money, the more I go. And you love our money, the more I
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't clear ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't clear ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talk it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the club. Foreign people who willing to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are red. The broadcast we giving a real and the premise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside to Raji to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, the San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Sorry, people. Yeah. Good evening. Good evening to all of you out there, channel listeners, our viewers, our supporters, well wishers, and those of you that are always against anything we do here, whether it's good or not. You see, for us that will come here for Liberia. I don't know how long will some of you grab the kind of things and think that yes, Maybon or and the other rest of the team on the show, they don't have side. But you still want to give us side, you still want to insult us, you still want to, drag us into all these things. And at the end of the day, when you realize that what we are doing here or what we are saying here is all about the common good of the country, but you call us all of the names. We join the list, we bam, I don't know, we eat all kinds of names, Sometimes I be thinking and say, yeah, I no wonder why the politicians continue to play on the mind of our people, because even poor as you are, in all of the sacrifices that you are doing for them to be for them to be accusing you of things, then that just be volume. So for some of us, we are not deterred by all of your saying, all of your insults. Those of you who are always in a habit of insulting us, even what we say here is good for you. No, for you, you only see the politicians because they already, make it look like, in fact, 10, 15, 20 years from now, you won't graduate from poverty. So you agree. So anything they say to you, that's the fact. But anything we say to you, that lie. But guess what today? What happened today? The three amazing boys. Yeah, so this country is just going to go into chaos for no reason. Yeah. God be God, Father. Look, when we come here, when people will come up, what about heart? We're not here for that. You're playing ginger thing, and you're gonna be playing with games and so forth in the name of no. For us, we are real, because we know that what we pass through. Yeah, I'm sending the link around people. Yeah, so we are real, and we come here for Mama Lab. In fact, we are the one that even love Mama Lab more than all of you, because some of you are into some of the offices. You are making little 125 business. You causing people. Yeah, man, the country is interesting. What kind of country is this? People making something for like all the causing you. Well, I don't even get it. I don't even want to see. Why are you insulting people? For what reason? Nobody knows. That go to the issues. That discuss the issues. Today, what happened today? I will play some of the videos, but share the show. People, those of you who are joining, please, let's share the show. Yes, it's wet Thursday. It's raining day here in Liberia, especially in Pinsville. The rain been falling since is that 11 o'clock this morning? Yes, 11 o'clock. The rain been falling. The rain still falling. The weather out there is bad. We stay into the rainy season, even though we enter into dry season, but it's like this issue of climate change, I think, is gradually now coming, and that's just the fact that indeed the climate change now is real. So the rain keep falling. The rain has fallen this morning. In fact, no need for me to wait for water to swell or to wait for Ali or more Ali water anymore. I just finished catching on. So you see how, so to tell you the kind of rain that fall, all my things, everything fills with water. So you see. But again, people, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Share the show. Brother Ali will soon be here with us. We will play you some of the videos, some of the trending national happening today. Yeah, so that you too, those of you who are watching, will have our say, but we'll have a specific topic here today that we'll be discussing moving forward on the show here this Thursday, the 4th of December. Yeah, so let me play the video while I try to welcome some of you on the show. Please do the sharing.
Siafa Boyman, Robert Blanco Jr., and Bobby Wentworth, who were victim lives during the process, wherein the keynote were capsized on the St. Paul River on October 17, 2020. It was established that Siafa Boyman got drowned. The body was discovered. The body was identified by eyewitnesses based upon the clothes that they were wearing. But the other two bodies, in person of Robert Blanco Jr. and Barbara Backway, we did not find them, or were not discovered, or who knew they were, but not the person. So, in accordance with Chapter 25 and Subchapter 25.3 of the Civil Procedure Law of the Republic of Liberia, with caption, from our investigation conclusion, it was natural disaster. So, I rest the now.
Thank you. So that is it for now with the missing boys. As the investigator rightfully said, one person has been identified, and the body that was retrieved was carefully analyzed. There were no body parts seen to be missing, which would have indicated some ritualistic activities around it. body corpse was intact. The shoes were still on the feet. The clothes were still on the body that was recovered, and that matched with the eyewitnesses who were on the scene from both ends of the river, where he left his motorbike and boarded the canoe. So when the body was recovered, they were able to identify that yes, they were one of the people who did get on the canoe. So one person has been declared dead, and 2 persons missing in accordance with the law until we reach a period of 7 years. If we do not find or hear from them, at that point in time, then they can be declared dead. But for now, the other 2 are declared missing, and there's no criminality established so far in this case.
Wonderful. And there is no criminality associated with this case. That's the voice of the police RG and that of the investigators, those people who was given the opportunity to investigate on the 3 missing boys. You know, this country. But anyway, it is indeed interesting. But we will get there one of these days, and we will now open our eyes and now see beyond ourselves and say, oh, wow. So that's how we've been treating each other. That's how we've been tearing each other down just because of politics. But we'll get there one of these days. But Ali, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Good afternoon, Maybon. Good afternoon to our listening audience and followers. This is Ali Basali from Baltimore, Maryland. Glad to be here this afternoon. How's Mama Labira?
Wonderful, my brother. We're doing great. Thank God for life. It's just that the rain, the weather condition here is not too favorable. It's not good for us, especially those of us who are hustlers. We got to go out there to fetch for daily bread, and the rainy season continue to eat our time. We don't know whether it's rainy season or it's dry season, but we are okay, my brother. Thank God, at least. Anyway, go, but we are great.
But this is strange to see November. It rain through November, December is still raining. This climate change is really something serious. People need to. Yeah, this is
especially for those of us who are these hustlers, legal hustlers here and there. Now, you know, we got to take it serious because we're always joking that we in the dry season and we got to hustle, but it's very serious, my brother. Because since this morning, around about I think 11 o'clock, the rain started. In fact, the weather started to change. Heavy stone and so forth, and it's still continuing though. But what's up? How are you before I welcome on?
Everything okay, yeah, my man. You just go out there. The whole day are indoor. So yeah, but it's okay.
Wonderful. Mark, good morning, good afternoon, my brother. Good evening.
What's up, guys? Another day to be on Sktv. I'm here, ready to go. I don't know what you got planned for today. I think we talked about it earlier. Well, I don't know the lineup yet. But you know, the thing in Liberia, even though the rain can stop the hustle, but the rain is also a good thing. It's just that we are now a productive country. Let me tell you something. In America, the state of California, they are noted, they got a very warm weather, and they are noted for producing fruits and rice on a massive scale. California is one of the largest producers of rice in the whole world. I think number 2 behind China. But something California experienced, they experienced drought and wildfire. And when there is no rain, they lost billions of dollars in crops damage. So for a country like Liberia with a higher average rainfall, even though people I don't believe in the whole concept of global warming anyway. I believe in climate change because since the creation of the world, if you read history, the climate has been changing. At a certain point in time, the entire ice was frozen. We used to call it the ice age. So you will hear that 1 year in Minnesota, we got more snow, and another year, maybe 2-3 years in a row, we got more snow on the East Coast than places that is going to be more colored. And so this whole idea of global warming, I don't buy that crap, but that's just why it is. So the rain is also a blessing in disguise because it wash away the soil, it gives more nutrients to the plant. The only thing is we don't make use out of the rain. So Liberia and Sierra Leone, I think we have some of the highest rainfall in the entire West Africa. I think 80 to 90 inches. Sierra Leone is 96. And if I'm not mistaken, my memory can serve me right, Liberia should be up to 80 to 85 inches a year. So we got more rainfall. That's one of the reasons we got a very fertile soil in Liberia. The only difference is we don't go on a massive scale and take advantage of the rainy season, but the rainy season is a good thing. Trust me.
Yes, indeed, my brother. Thank you. You are quite correct. I think sometime last weekend I posted something and about this cassava, and that was just behind my little window there. And you're right, Mark. The kind of soil we have here, I don't know how come we continue to beg. In fact, we are looking like refugee in our own country. Why we have to wait for? We have to wait for Indian people to send rest. We have to wait for other people to come and send rest. You have to send 10 million, 20 million. You spend almost 200 million just for rest import. Then we sit here more and say, and we say no our problem. I don't really get it.
Before coming to America, like we're from Kuwait. If you want to know how fertile Liberia soil is, I can remember when I was picking growing up, when we cook, you know, the potato grain is stem. We can just throw it on the dump site right behind the house, outside bathroom. And we are planting the stem, it start growing by itself. Can you imagine? You didn't dig the hole to put the stem in the soil. No. You just throw it on the surface, but it start growing into another potato green stem. That tells you how fertile the soil is. And we got, like I said, all over the country, we got a lot of fertile soil. Most countries cannot boast of that. That's why when you go to Ghana, the vast majority of the food that grew in Ghana, they come from the northern part, the Tamale region, because it's the only part of Ghana that is mostly fertile. Most of Ghana's soil is clay. But there's still more food in Ghana, even though all part of the country does not have that fertile soil, but it still produce way more food. Now, when you want to talk about food production in West Africa, I would tell you to go to Africa Coast. Because Africa and Liberia has exactly the same soil. The only difference is they engage in mechanized farming. When you drive from Abidjan, going towards the Ghana border, Melbourne, all you see on the road is nothing but farm, pineapple, plenty, yam. It can end. You will drive for 10 hours and all you see going to, when you reach the border, they are nothing but large farms. That's why the people in Africa, they don't like to travel. They eat all day, they party, they dance, because the most important thing, let me tell you something, you got three basic needs. You got food, shelter, and clothing. Shelter, you don't look for every day. You sign your rent on the monthly. If you got your own house, nobody can ask you for rent, right?
No.
Clothes, you can wash your clothes and recycle it for as much as you want, until you can buy new ones. But food, you must eat every day. So it is imperative that you produce food every single time, because that's how you're going to survive. It's the number one need. Even in America, maybe for social service, if you are in distress, economic distress, and you go to the county's office, if they will deny you of even medical benefit or housing benefit, the one thing they will not deny you of is food, because they know human being must eat every day. So even people that are not qualified, they will still be giving that assistance when it comes to food, because the kids cannot go to bed hungry, they must eat something. So that's just it for you, my brother.
Well, my brother, thank you, brother. Ali, maybe you want to chip in on that, because we know our province, but then we continue to play politics. We today, all of our soil, the money just stealing, my brother. Even you don't even have to plant anything, just throw the seed.
Even the plum seed that you
away.
that's what the seed will still grow.
Jesus. But we still playing politics. We still wish wanting each other. We are even confusing ourselves into things that make no sense to us. But Ali, what say you on that? Maybe you want to check in quickly.
And not only growing food, Ali is not there. For the first time in recent memory, we have an agriculturalist that is the president and the commander-in-chief. But like I said, when you look at the agriculture budget and incentive that are provided, you won't even believe that the man that sits in the executive mansion now was a former agriculture minister. So that's the country there.
Well, good evening to all of our people. Let's take maybe today to recognize a few of you quickly, then we go straight into our discussion for today. Well, I have the video that I will play so that we also can have our little one meeting on it, because these are politics that we play in this country. More, at long last, the government of Liberia has come up with their report on the allegedly missing boys that alleged that in fact they got missing during the previous government, and government official hands were inside. People do all kinds of things. People say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, the government said there was no foul play. They found two missing, and the other one got drawn and so forth. But I will play that video. But maybe I can few of our people play that video. Then from that video, we'll move straight into our topic for today. So our discussion will circle around our instability endorsement to, in fact, for the reduction of the salaries of the lawmakers, as to what more things should be added. We will also discuss that, and and put it back to you Liberians. And also Senator Abba or Augustine Chia, Senator Augustine Chia also have a say on the issue between the House of Representatives and the House of Senate when it comes to the budget, where the budget should go, or who should have full control, or who should have the first saying before the other person. So yes, he have his own saying, because man, he's had the Judiciary Committee on at the House of Senate. So we'll also look at his points that he pointed out there, also coming from the House of Senate. So these are two major things that we'll be discussing today. So those of you who go there and read on the Musa Hassan Bedete, I don't know, should have a letter more, or is supporting statement to the or for the reductions of the salaries of the lawmakers, not only the other lawmakers, but also government officials. That's what we'll be looking at again today for the second time. But more quickly, let me play. Yes, okay, Senator Abba Chia. Yeah, okay, my dear brother Alfonso here. Let me say welcome and get well soon, my dear brother. You're not feeling too well. I wish you speedy recovery. You move to Asadu Mesa. Good evening to all of you. Brother Alfred Blady. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from MCC. James David and all the rest of you. Asada O. Dawson. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you. Please share the show quickly. More, let me play this video. Then we will have at least 1 minute of our saying on the issue, because these are politics that our people lack, especially the kind of more destructive politics that will bring chaos. Yeah, these are kind of politics, but we don't like the kind of developmental politics that will look at and say, yes, more build 5 schools. So myself too, I'm going to build maybe 10 schools. No, we're not letting one. We'll let it one that will destroy one another. So let me play quickly more, then we'll have our say. From there, then we move on to our discussion for today. So we not one day want to pass by us on this day. So let me just play quickly.
Siafa Boyman, Robert Blamo Jr., and Bobby Banquet, who were victimized during the process, when in the keynote were capsized on the St. Paul River on October 17, 2020, it was established that Siapa Boyman got drowned. The body was discovered. The body was identified by eyewitnesses based upon the clothes that they were wearing. But the other 2 bodies, in person of Robert Blamo Jr. and Bobo Bakwe, we did not find them, or were not discovered, or who knew the whereabouts of the person. So, in accordance with Chapter 25 and Subchapter 25.3 of the Civil Procedure Law of the Republic of Liberia, with caption from our investigation conclusion, it was natural disaster.
Thank you. So that is it for now with the missing boys. As the investigator rightfully said, 1 person has been identified, and the body that was retrieved was carefully analyzed. There were no body parts seen to be missing, which would have indicated some ritualistic activities around it. The corpse was intact. The shoes were still on the feet. The clothes were still on the body that was recovered, and that matched with the eyewitnesses who were on the scene on both ends of the river, where he left his motorbike and boarded the canoe. So when the body was recovered, they were able to identify that yes, they were one of the people who did get on the canoe. So 1 person has been declared dead, and 2 persons missing in accordance with the law until we reach a period of 7 years. If we do not find or hear from them, at that point in time, then they can be declared dead. But for now, the other 2 are declared missing, and there's no criminality established. So
wonderful. Mark, there you have it. There is no criminality, any activities or anything of such involved in this case so far. And this case, Mark, this issue of the 3 missing boys nearly plug certain part of our society into chaos because of our politicians, our propagandists, or people who think that maybe that they were advocating here and there. There were a lot of series of tensions, protests here and there, back to back. But Mom, what say you? Hearing the kind of news today coming up, finally.
I'm not in the law enforcement. I don't know what they did for me. I'm not buying that story. It been years. I don't know how they came up with the conclusion, and he talking something almost like a statute of limitation. If we can get for the outcome from the other two within 7 years, I'm not buying that, my brother. We knew exactly what happened. The story, it wasn't adding up. People protested in that country. People called for a forensic investigation, and they were never given the opportunity. My only thing here is, my condolences to the bereaved family of the 3 missing boys. We will never get to the bottom of it. It's not like because some investigator now, I don't know how many years he has been coming up with some report. I'm not buying into that. I mean, they are the one in position of authority. They can make a statement, but for me individually, I'm not buying into that. Yeah, bro, that's my stand.
Well, but are you there before have my okay, good. Yeah, so but Ali, what say you?
Oh, thank you there, Mabon. First of all, like Bong said, our condolences to the family for the loss of their children. Today, nobody knows that whereabout. We know how it is, how they feel. Our condolences to them. And for me, these are things I would like for the Unity Party to really work on. Those were things that they campaign on. George Weah 3 missing boys. He used in fact said he used their kidney because he had a kidney failure to replace a kidney. Those were things the Unity Party said yesterday, or George Weah auditors. So I would really be happy, for the Unity Party to do everything within a week way to dig those stories to get the fight funding. I would really appreciate that of them, because these are things they campaign on. When they come to power, they will make sure the issue about the auditor, they will bring those people to justice, the issue about the 3 missing boys. Because what we're hearing here, it was just what we heard doing our administration. That this is just the same report, nothing different. You see? And when you listen to Stanton, when he said that during the Weah administration, when Roche died, they said that Weah, when Flag died, they said that Weah, they were all propaganda that they used. They beat on Weah. They made sure they used all of these things to take him from power. So if they can prove this thing, then we shall cause everything that they said were all lies, because Stanton said it last night. And for me, so I would really like for the government to do everything they can do to bring those people to justice. Once again, our condolences to the family.
Great. So let me just add up to the two of you. I think that's it. But again, on the other side, for me, I don't understand. Maybe sometimes the way we handle issues, the way we listen to things, the way we take things, or maybe because of political. I know someone will say political affiliation, because of party policy, because of people having party issues, or maybe because of hatred or so forth. So that's why we continue to go the way we are going. Let's put all aside and say, okay, yes, let's move into all of the claims and counterclaims of all of the allegations that were leveled against the previous government, because we have major issues to discuss. We have major issues to talk about. We have major things to do with our lives. Things are happening in the day-to-day activity of our people's life. But sometimes when little things happen, politicians want to use these things to score political goal or political point, or maybe to make government ugly all of the time. And this is not only unique to the CDC, also Madam Salif. All of these things happen on Madam Salif watch, CDC, and now even as we speak, it's also happening. But my point here, Mark, to you, because specifically, I'm not only looking at even the actual investigation, Mark, but I'm also looking at the aftermath, the kind of more image, the kind of more politics, the kind of more hatred, and this also come out to Mr. Alexander Cummings, that you were accused, or in fact there were a lot of accusations of things that even placed on him. So for me, my point here now, Mark, is it's not all about the politics. The politics can come and go, but Mark, are we setting a stage for a better Liberia, or should we just leave all of these things just because it's not you that is affecting? It has nothing to do with you, so let's just let it go and let's just talk different things, or let's just do different things. Should we just continue on that path with a bunch of hatreds coming up back day to day, Monk?
I don't know about the politics part, because there will always be time for politics. I'm just looking at the logic of the common sense aspect. You're talking about cases that happened since 2020. You say, oh, Kenyon with 6 individuals, 3 got missing, 3 missing, but you are telling me 5 years after, when you are a government in power and accusation, because when you leave things to hang in the balance, people will create their own theory. That's why a government, or a responsible government, or a government that want to be transparent, they will do anything possible to get them to the bottom of issue. They would call for forensic audit. They would do an independent investigation. So a foul play. You telling me 5 years after? I mean, how can you even tell that the body wasn't messed with after 5 good years? Why are you telling me? Is that not a top secret report? Can you look at their body to assume that even if you had clothes on the body, can you make that distinction 5 years after the event? Is that how you consider an investigation? That's what I'm saying. I'm not buying what they are selling. Whether it was a foul play, whether it's a politics, I am just saying from a common sense perspective, it cannot pass the smell test. That's why I make it to look fishy. So it don't matter what they are saying. I'm not playing politics here. I'm just saying at the time when the event happened, that's when the government should have taken all necessary steps.
But more to that, 30 seconds to that, I will agree with you that there was a series of investigations. And even but then the opposition, they couldn't even listen to any of the other results. In fact, even including the other 16 billion. No?
What are you talking about? You say what? I
said there was a series of investigations that were also sent out from most of the allegations, including the other 16 billion. And even there are people, including the other opposition, blah blah them. They said no, they won't listen. It's true that something happened.
But the 16 billion investigation, the broadcast report was inconclusive because the government was still withholding certain evidences they refused to get. But at the end of the day, they can't pull in Orange Johnson to food the labyrinth that they were trying to. How do you put people in prison and you claim to put them in Johnson, but then you cannot?
No, but you can't be calling for investigation, because the reason why I brought this up, because you were talking about investigation, and there's a series of investigations. But to believe these investigation reports or these reports, that was the issues, including even the former Chief Justice Wahala, Moses Scott today. What happened? There were investigations.
The reason you conduct investigation to come with conclusive evidence. If you try to create this illusion that you are investigating, but knowing fully well you withholding evidences, you playing games with the process, then it's not an investigation, because then that's what we call it real politics. Like you said, with the cross report, you say you want to bring a forensic or the international firm, they come, they request for information, you cannot give it, you withhold it. And the people who wrote that report say, based on the information that has been withheld, they had to redact certain portion of their report, which means the government was playing games. That's just what it means. So it means the government was the one playing politics. They were not being transparent in the process, even though they were pretending to conduct an investigation. That's what happened. That's what I'm saying. I'm not buying what they are selling.
But government will always conduct an investigation, Monk, and there'll be people who will always react to this investigation, whether they take it into book or maybe into consideration, or maybe even in the US. There are people who always disagree with somebody. They have got an investigation, but it doesn't mean that the government is not investigating, though. That's the point I want you to get clear that, maybe there were no investigation, maybe for some of the cases up to 5 years time. No, there have been a series of investigation reports and so forth, but people are not agreeing to these things.
But now, Mom, if this is the government that campaign,
that's the point. I want to raise something here today before moving on.
This is the government that campaign on this thing, that they felt to themselves that the CDC government, being that they were in power, they had the authority to hold on some of those or finding that people could gather together, they fight together, and now they are in power. So if they fail to do this, don't you think you can hold them responsible? Because they campaign and they told the Liberian people that when they take state power, they will make sure that those people will be prosecuted, they will bring them to justice. So don't you think that it is their responsibility to get all the fight and make people to know, oh yeah, this is why the CDC government were hiding, but now we are in power. We told you that when we come to power, we are going to uncover this thing to tell all the Liberian people how wicked this government were. They kill auditors, they are killing missing boys. Don't you think we should hold this government responsible now to make everything clear to the Liberian people?
Well, probably maybe that's the reason they revisit the case, but I know when you are dealing with body decay, I don't know which body will still be recognizable, like I said, after 5 years, when in fact looking at the date of the events as opposed to right now. So maybe they're just trying to fulfill their campaign pledges that we will go back to the investigation. But I know in terms of finding real evidences after 5 years, it will be almost impossible. So that's why the government, like I said, they are just doing it now. It's just a flow show, just to say, okay, we campaign on this, so we must revisit the case. But I know in terms of hard evidences, it's been way too long. And if the previous government were forthcoming, they would have done an independent forensic audit and get to the bottom. But you want to tell me, oh, you know the ballot campaign that they were going to investigate, but the fact that we are dealing with human ballot, no ballot going to survive after 5 years. We know the biological process when you die. What happens?
So the point what Brother Ali is making here more, because we don't want us to just jump over the topic, and because people characters also were, in fact, there were a lot of series of accusations, allegations. But then look, let's be frank and let or not just jump over some of these things when you're happy in the name, because that's how the issue of anger, hatred, that's how these things enter people. Because if you don't resolve these things today and you allow it to just lie in the name of, okay, yes, that jump over this thing because it made no sense, then what happened to people like Jefferson Koji, whose name was almost infam into most of these things? So today, we don't forget about it today and say, yes, let go, let back on, be back on. In fact, that was so there were for some of us want to know as to whether this was real, and about at least stated if there was previous investigation, maybe, and a report, and some of the reports was pending, or maybe was covered up, maybe because maybe the government felt that maybe they don't want to pull it out, and this government is maybe in control of that report. Like for example, the U.S. president right now, Donald Trump, I think there are a series of investigations and a lot of report before that also that in fact are on fire.
You tell our president are your example all the time.
No, I want, yeah, because I want more to reality. Because more want to, you know, I understand that if I politics will play, but for me, I want us to look at all of these things from the way people character, from the way people names, people characters have been damaged. It's not just about politics. Politics will come and go. But Mark, let's see it.
But why you say it's very important, because we all know that, like I said, people said Joria feet was swollen up, he had kidney problem, he sodomized those missing boys, and some of their kidney were used for him to replace a kidney. And recently again, you people were flying all around, oh, Joria get kidney problem. The men who killed missing boys and used their kidney to survive, you stay again, you get kidney problem. These are some of the things people carried out were damaged.
Because we have to discuss other national issues.
So right now,
attacking people, insulting people.
They want to know that what you said yesterday, it was true. So it is binding on the Unity Party government, the issue about the 3 missing boys and the auditor, they need to work on it before the end of their 6 years. They have to do that.
We don't want us to come here and just pass by. We know
that everything those people said were all lies, because they damaged people's reputation, their character, because they wanted to come to power. And that is why their campaign, or one of their chief financiers said, everything that they did was propaganda, were all lies. He said it last night on their show. And who will say no? Because that the station they use to come to power, and the men who are doing everything, even say all of these things we said yesterday were all propaganda, were all lies. Who am I to say no?
Let me ask you one question. Let's take quality out of this question. Liberia, the presidential era in Liberia started saying 1847, because we had agents and then we have governors before we got president. From 1847 to today, we have had more than 24 to 25 different presidents. And for the first time in history, 6 auditors were killed in 6 days. I mean, within 14 days period. You want to believe that those 6 auditors died by natural causes?
Who are you asking? Are you asking myself?
I'm asking both of you guys. Let's take politics out
Okay,
of
so let me respond to that question, Brother Ali. For me, I will tell you it's possible because 5 persons die in one day and one night. In fact, 14 persons die, whether 14 or 20. Some of Ali, the Muslim school by them. Now, how many persons are that time?
How can you make such a comparison?
I come in, no, I come in, Monk. I come in. The reason why I'm saying that, Monk.
Same entity, same auditor, fire
it's
incident.
Possible, Monk. It's possible. I'm not saying that maybe people in that inside, people in no. It's not what I'm saying. So to even conclude, if alleged that people in are into all of these things, we want to know.
Exactly.
No?
This
we
is
want
what
to know.
Because George Weah was there. George Weah was there. They were hiding these things. Now they are not there now. And this is why we expect the Unity Party to bring them to light and have them persecuted. So if whether human being here or inside or not, then we know. The Unity Party says yes, they can carry on the investigation.
For me, I won't waste my time on people carrying on because we have so many issues to be talking about people poor leadership. So for me to go, even though Joseph Boakai carried on, maybe to be talking about President Boakai high and low, no. That's not of my. The major issues here is the livelihood of our people. So if things happen, like for example, yesterday red light incident, right? And there were a lot of witnesses, people saw it. Even the PCC people are even responsible. They came up and say yes. In fact, they even suspended their own. All of these things be followed. Sometimes when things happen, we have to take our own time on how to investigate before, because Monk, our people will have it. The reason why I'm starting this way today is most of the things will even cause chaos. Most of the things today that happen in a previous government could have caused chaos for the country. By this time, some of us were not even talking here the way we are talking. So that's why some of us want to come here today to clear all of these doubts, because we know how our people, how they think. We know how when they consume the information, there's nothing you can do to take it from their mind. Nothing you can do, Monk.
No, I go ahead. I tell you were learning. Go ahead.
I know you come out today, you say Monk is like this. That information that what they will go with. Because our people, they are lazy. Most of them, they are lazy in doing research. They don't care about reading. They don't care. So anything they hear, that's what they're going with. So that's why you see yesterday, they were all around yesterday parading away. Who killed? Who not killed? The other person do this. The other person do that. The other person today. All of the accusation today, if these people come and say, okay, you are carrying you to court, you don't have no proof to even prove against people, but because you heard from one propagandist, someone who trying to destroy other people's character, who don't even care about the national issues, but all they care about is how to damage people's character. So, Mark, for me, I don't even know how to even call it, but our people, they are the direct victim of all of these things that politicians always doing, the propagandists and all of it. Because if we're going to cause chaos, they're going to tell them what's going to happen. No? Then where are we today?
For me, the one thing that I know when events happen, a government that's in power is the government of everyone, whether you're the ruling party or the opposition party, you are president for everyone. And it is incumbent upon the city government to carry on independent investigation to make sure they come up with a conclusive finding. You guys are telling me 6 auditors dying within the space of 14 days is natural, it's normal, because Unity Party promised to go after the cases. You're not talking about the party that were in power to clear the benefit of the doubt, but simply because Unity Party camping on the fact that we investigate this matter, so it's incumbent upon Unity Party, not the party whose watch is happening on. And then the second thing is saying, technically what we're telling Labrimpo is, if something mysterious happened on Joseph Boakai government, he should ignore it, and then we can be waiting up to the next government that will come and campaign and promise to go after the investigation. So technically, Joseph Boakai government is exonerated because they are the one in power. So that's the new precedent. Because I know we're talking about 6 auditors over a 14 days period. It cannot be coincidental. But guess what? The government that were in power at that time, they could care less. The only reason is anyone that will come to investigate or the proof of bread.
There were report, right, Mark?
That's it.
Were there report?
Let's pass the topic, my brother. We don't have to go back.
Were there report? No, I don't want to ask him. Were there report, right?
Which report? I don't know about any conclusive report that came in from the six busy audit. I mean, from
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The problem is the government, they had to.
Were there any report with the auditors? Wahala, because I can still think that I think they will report.
I
In
think,
fact,
yeah, I
I
think
think
there
there
was
was series
report
of
that
maybe
came up.
a top say, right?
Yes, and with me, I expecting the Unity Party government, the 3 missing boys, the auditor, the 16 billion, all the cases, then they go through them and go after the CDC government for those things. This is why the
Simple,
problem is
Mark. Simple, the one we saying
they
here.
must do
We
them.
don't want to play
Failure
politics
to
with
do
all of
so,
it because the thing
then
it has nothing
meaning
to do
that
about
they only
politics.
lie. Then meaning that these were all lies. They will agree with that chief financial, as he said. So it is up to them now to prove that, oh yes, Stanton is trying to lie on them, because he said everything they said they did were all lies because they beat on the CDC government just to come to power. So it is time that they prove it wrong. We want to know about the 16 billion George Weah took, the TD Mason boys, and the
Well, the 16 billion report is out there. That was a conclusive report, and they told you who was here culpable. They attacked the report highlighted your former finance minister and the central bank governor on that picture and Samuel Twain from the how they call it. So what kind of report you want? That was an independent report. All they told you was the government who claimed to conduct an investigation, they are behaving like criminals.
The point there was the money is in fact the money was missing, or the money by that time the major or maybe agitation from
the
the
report is there, then let me do on the report now to carry on prosecution. Yes,
good.
That's why we want to see. Me, I will always say this, whether you like it or not. I'm a sedition, and I don't support anybody that work in my government as told. So if the Unity Party government can dig up their stories and find them guilty, let they prosecute them. Because that's why I always say I believe in economic crime than war crime code. This is the only way we will get our country where we want it to be. You are not elected or appointed to come and destroy the country by stealing to enrich yourself.
Caroline, you are right? You call for a report, and then the president came and pulled and murdered the water, claiming that the 2 individuals that died were boyfriend and girlfriend, just to undermine the very same report. He wanted to tell me there was a report. There was no report.
Because now I've been passed, because there was series of report. Even that assume that maybe the president may say that, or maybe whosoever may say that. Now, where's the report? More. We want this report. If someone even saying here that in fact there were reports for the auditors and that the U.S. embassy was even involved with the investigation process, but they said it was a lie. You see, more? Because we believe in propagandists, all the propaganda people that they're the one that will believe in more. So instead of all thinking about the reality, they say, no, this one is not true. Even though our life is not better, but this one is not true. No, we won't do that. Because why? We believe that these are way for people to come to power, to dismantle other people's character, to destroy other people's lives, that they whenever that they will come to power. And it's bad. The one we want to get rid of some of us that go to the issues. Let's stick to the issues. Let's talk about things that are affecting our people. But more to think that hey, we got the president. No. Donald Trump said a lot of things. But still, in fact, you can stay ongoing. Every day Donald Trump can talk anything that he want to talk. But at the corner doing that work. Anyway. Another thing before we move on, because some of us, for me, I don't want for the propagandists, because it's terrible for our society. If care is not taken, we might even plunge our country into chaos just because we want to have propagandists, we want to have people destroying other people's characters, we want to have people who will be lying on other people just because they want to be seen, they want to be famous, they want to be there, they want to be that. So these are things about we say more. If people will be held accountable for what they say, what they do, what they say against people character more. Look, trust me. Liberians themselves, in fact, they will understand and know. Before we take the other news from the other end to the other end, we will investigate and know whether the information is true. But as no politician tell them this, Mom, you go up, you come down. Especially the politicians that they love so dearly. Nothing you and myself will say to them on this radio that they listen to. So I know them. But again, that transition, let's move on to our discussion. You have Honorable Musa Hassan or communication with you, Monk?
Well, I saw something earlier. I don't know if I can see it here, if I can find
it. Check for it quickly, please.
Yeah, I think when he posted, I think it was 8 hours ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Even though we'll not go too deep, because I think, you know, when you read.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long thing.
Yeah.
He just, I mean, a short portion of it, he said, I want to state. without any ambiguity that I stay 100% in support of the bill at a time when our people are struggling to access basic healthcare, education, and decent public services. It is morally indefensible for the elected representatives to continue to preside over a wage structure that is generous to officials and cruel to citizens. Senator Dillon initiated is a bold step toward discipline, moderation, accountability in the use of public resources, and I commend him for his consistency and courage over the years in the matter. That's how you operate. There will be time for politics. There are times that you made some smart move, and that was smart. You look, let me tell you something. Not in all cases you want to be an opposition because you want to be an opposition. You gotta be very, very calculated. Politics is both art and science. You got to know when to do things. You got to know when to put your foot on the pedal. You got to know when to say no. And I think chairmanability on this issue, like we discussed on the show yesterday, the people who talk about, they will not vote again because no, when we're talking about things that benefit the people, you need to know what benefits you for the things that does not benefit you. That's where the problem is. And even for the voter, that's why they have issue with you, because it's Dillon and you against Dillon. No, I'm not only against Dillon because I want to be against Dillon. If Dillon is proposing something that is universally accepted throughout the country, and everybody believes that our public officials are ripping off of them, how can you say no to a bill that has been put forward by Dillon that has been catching dust for the past 5 years? So, chairmanability, kudos to you. I think that's why I say sometimes you take partial credit. You stand, you do the photo op, that's politics. And I think he saw it, and it makes sense, and it was a smart move on his part. I gave him your Nike son on this one. That's big time ticket. So, my only thing here is send the chairman comments or particular caucus in the House. Maybe you can come up with a joint resolution with the Senate and work in last step. You can put the rule of law caucus together, and you can keep the thing going and join the.
There's so many things being added, right, Mark?
Yeah.
What are some of the things maybe if you were to recommend? What are some of the things that you would want to recommend maybe to be added in a bill?
For me, if they want to come up with a bill, because at the end of the day, it will be all about negotiation. Politics is not what you want; it's all about what you can give in exchange for what you want. Everybody won't agree. So you got to go up high and then you will settle in the middle. For me, it's not only the salaries. I'm looking at the entire structure. That's what Dillon said. It should be standardized. It should be across the board. Not only to lawmakers, to people in the executive, to people in the judiciary branch, even somebody courts. Look at the budget. If they're not watered, you cut them off and save the taxpayers some money to make better investment. So it's not only their salaries. You can also go to their benefit. They think about gas slip. They think about generator. They think about entertainment allowances. For what reason? You can look across the board and give these people a very reasonable package that will be able to sustain them, as public officials. So I'm on board. I'm with the chairman, I'm with Dillon, I'm with the librarian people on this one 100%. Matter of fact, we've been talking about this forever on Sktv. So how can I say no right now? No, I'm not.
Well, Ali, what say you to my colleagues in both houses? This is not about comfort, not it about popularity. It is about justice and responsibility. Honorable Musa accountability to his colleagues, including the bill that Ben talked about. What say you, my brother?
I just say that Monk has said it all. And for me, as I said, and I will continue to say, the last time we had that discussion here, the next day.
Ali,
yes.
Hold on 1 second, please. I don't want to cut you off just for the sake of the audience. Something the chairman said. Let me complete, then you can continue, right? 1 second here. The chairman said something, I think at this point I made, yesterday. He said, the librarian are not only questioning the lawmakers' pay, they are questioning the entire architect of Essex remuneration for top public officials. If we cut only one side while leaving executive officials allowed more hidden package, we will not have to achieve true equity or discipline in our compensation system. So that's it. You hear even the chairman himself. If we would do it across the board, it would be better. So I support this bill, but I want it across the entire government. That's what I'm also for. But go ahead, Ali. I just want to read that portion so the listeners can understand what we're talking about here as well. Ali, oh my God. your main
yeah, so
go ahead, let me add up to you. Take over.
Yes, indeed, Mark. So let me add up to you. You are quite correct. Even though there are some lawmakers who are also, in fact, who are putting out some points that, in fact, their offices have been seen at place like, in fact, market ground, because some of our citizens visit them 24 hours. People visit them, so in fact, reducing their monies, I think it will bring more stress to some of them. But again, people say no, reducing your money. You don't have to say there'll be stress on you. That means maybe there'll be job creation, but Mark, most of the monies, sometimes when the monies are being reduced, I don't know whether our lawmakers, whether they will even work after the monies, because when some of the monies are being reduced, sometimes they go into another place for another form.
I was just about to come out with the same thing. That's why they got budget. They got so many ways. They got 1,000 ways to skin a cat. You can cut their compensation, but they will still create way to get kickbacks or some other way to make up. But the one thing, whenever there is a crisis, there's also an opportunity for you to think and make readjustment, right? One thing they don't understand, it's also a smart game for them. If they were to carry an across the board cuts to all lawmakers or the entire government structure, now when people come to beg, you can say, you know what, I don't think I have extra money to give you folks, because we are putting more money in the budget for the regular Liberian people, and then they are reducing our salary. So that could be an area of saving grace for them, because now the people from their various congressional districts that will be coming to be begging them from their local communities, you can say, you know what, man, I used to make so and so amount before the government cut our salary, so I don't think I have extra candies to be sharing around the community. So you guys can go and figure things out, and that will be a saving on their part. It's just one aspect of looking at it as well. Because because we're talking about a 39, if we bring them to $5,000 across the board, that's a 39% cut. Do you know what it means for someone to cut your salary by 39%? Then why should I be giving free money to people out there? I don't think it will be their responsibility to be paying school fee, carrying people money for delivery and all that stuff. No, I don't think so.
But in case they cut, in case all of the monies that have been cut, more, these money are not reaching or maybe not still making no impact in the people's life, they'll still come out for me. If I'm a neighbor, I'll still come out to you, Monk, and beg you for anything, because
I'm not saying that people,
all the money.
I'm not saying that people won't come to beg, but I'm saying they will be having an excuse to not give them free money too.
No, because, people money.
Yeah, so you can start the begging. The begging is a cultural thing. It will keep happening. Man,
I agree with you, Mom.
They will have a reason.
Well, I hope that you're getting me, because all the money that will be caught, where the money will be going? Because I hope that they will also maybe hold the executive and tell them that all of the monies here and there back to back, most of the money that will go back to the budget. We want you to increase maybe the security. We want you to increase 7 pay at least to maybe 350 or maybe something, because Mom, you can't just leave it open like that. I know our people. I know our executive. That's what I always tell people. The executive is the gateway for corruption. But people don't know. They always blaming all of the people here and there, but the executive is the gateway for corruption. So what's going to happen there if they don't talk, or maybe tell the executive that the monies that we are cutting or the salary reduction that we are making, we want the money to directly make impact, instead of it being there maybe where somebody will send it somewhere, then they go back for it.
Well, if you want to make direct impact, that's why you say it should be standardizing across the board, across all three branches of government. Then you'll be saving more. Because just in the salary cut alone in the Senate, you're talking about $4 million, right? So if you were to look at the cars and how often they change their cars, if you were to put that into the equation, if you cut down the number of staff that work for them, if you cut down most of the incentive, maybe you can save more than $12 or $13 million just in the legislature alone. When you apply that to the executive, we're talking about maybe $15 million, $20 million, or $25 million. Now, the question is, you save $25 million, right, by reducing salaries and cutting extra perks. Where do you put it to make quick impact? Now, you can increase your agriculture budget, right? If you're telling me that you got 31 million just in agriculture ministry alone, or any other sector of agriculture, if you were to put $25 million per year, let's say within the next 5 years, maybe when you're talking about $125 million, it could make a lot of difference. Maybe we could put it in youth development or youth training, right? In terms of making impact. Maybe it's about creating, anywhere you think you can have an immediate reaction or quick impact in the economy, that will be a huge saving to the Liberian people, and it will put more people, it will put food on the table.
Yes, indeed, you are correct, Monk. I think I will leave you and Brother Ali on for the next 15 minutes, because I don't want to cut two people off. But again, just go ahead. So quickly, in passing 30 seconds to that, Monk, I think that will be good initiative. But I want our lawmakers to do it in a very best and good way, so that the monies that they will cut, because we know that when you cut the monies, either they take it from the other side and put it to the other side, or they carry on the other side. We know how people will.
Or maybe how about this? If you save 25 or 30 million in the budget in a year, and you look at certain key sectors, like I say, one of the people who have the quickest impact will be salary. Maybe you say teachers.
Thank you. The one that 7, at least 350 or even
$100 per month. It will go a long way because these people will not go and spend that money. I mean, when you pay
simple.
people,
No,
they will
that's the first impact, immediate impact. 7, make that salary 350 or maybe 375 before you deduct taxes or so forth. At least they down to 350. That would be good. But anyway, Mark, hold on a little bit. I will join you people later on.
Yeah, Ali. So where you take on that one in terms of the savings?
Yeah, but we have been saying this thing all the time, and like I said, one of the things the government need to do, not just the salary, but all those people, they gas card or whatsoever they are giving them, they need to cut everything up. Not even said to reduce it, cancel all. The last time we had that discussion, the next day we were surprised when we woke up, we saw on Ghana News how the president made sure he cut all that thing or gave him lawmakers scratch cards.
Yeah.
Yes, you see, he cut all of these things, and now they need to do sacrifices for the country too. Use your salary to buy gas to go to work. Now Ghana, the representative, I would say making 5,000 some more dollar Ghana cedis. When you convert it, that's about 2,000 some more dollar US or representative in Ghana. You see, but Liberia, how much they are paying those people, and you giving them all of these benefit and things. So as I said, they just need to cut this thing down. The government agencies and ministry, let them make sure they install good internet service, the D-Link or whatsoever to those ministries. You go to where you use the Wi-Fi to do government job. When you go who you want to do anything, it's part of the sacrifices you're making for the country. Use your internet home and do whatsoever. Use your salary to buy gas to go to work. All of these things. And let the government just do that for 1 year and see how much they have saved. And see where they can put that money to help to do something in the country. But this government can be on wasteful spending, and we expect them to cut this thing, or these are some of the wasteful spending government have been doing from time to time. And this issue about buying lawmaker for the $5,000 car 2 times in a year, they have to call that nonsense as well. Buying them for the $5,000 car at the end of their 6-year tenure, make sure those cars you try to do some appraisals on them, and then if you think you can buy it, fine. If you can't pay for it, you leave it, you go. You serve as representative 6 years. If you can't buy your own car, that's your business. They can use these cars and give them to other ministry or agency to do some work. Or even give it to some non-profit in the country to help them up, carry on their working thing. Don't give them for the $5,000 car after their 6 years, they go with it. No. Do appraisal on them. If you think you can buy it, fine. Do bidding. These are things I see the government, when they do it, will save them more money. There are a lot to do. We can say we are the poorest country, and then we get government officials living life that even the richest country, they are not even living this kind of life. You see, it makes no sense.
I know.
You see? So chairmanability, like I listened to Senator Dillon, he said, yes, chairmanability, you said when you become president, that the first thing you will do, I think you need to join me in the fight. You don't have to become a president.
Yeah.
And I think it is time. And people then are opposing to this budget. These are the result of taking people who never owned a bicycle, making them to be lawmaker and team. When they get there, they feel they have arrived. They went to rescue themselves. So they will be the year they will say, no, they can't pass. Because this is why they were killing one another to become representatives and senators. We had to stop electing brokers and hustlers as lawmakers in our country. Yes, elect people who at least they get something for themselves, and when they go there, they will focus on.
They will focus on the work, right?
Yes. But you, somebody who never own their own bicycle, you made them to be representative. They go down there, they say, "Oh my man, you know when you pass the budget, your signature fee at 15,000. You know what's that?" And these are some of the reasons why people fighting to go over there. So those lawmakers, they had to put the country first and forget about their personal interest. And these are some of the things I think when the government do, it will be good for them. They will be able to set good record. Oh, it was under Joseph Barker administration, lawmaker salary, government official salary came down, all those benefit allowances, it saved the country some money. The government is already struggling. I think it will be good enough for them to make sure they pass this bill and they work together in the best interest of the country. Who knows? Like one can even say, get a unity party or good boost come 2029.
Yeah, I mean, let them do the right thing, and then people will. I keep saying, you You don't have to campaign when you're in power. Just govern. The government will do the work for you. Just do the work, and people will see it. But you want to be doing it, then it means the thing is you can have it both ways. If you want to campaign ahead of election, it means you're not doing a good job. If you are governing, and then you don't have to worry about campaigning because your work will do the campaigning for you. So, but for them, it's almost like a driver that looking the view mirror and looking on ahead of him to know where he's going. But you look in the view mirror, and that's why I keep saying the only way you can keep looking the view mirror because you believe you're not doing the right thing. Because if you are doing the right thing, we heard it from the guy. Parky coming. Parky coming. I don't go campaign. My work will do the talking for me. And guess what? Election time, he getting 94 to 98% of the vote, even without doing the campaign trail. Because people will see your result, and that's it. But that's African politics. Usually, it don't happen the way how we want it to happen. It's up to the voter. The voter will always decide as to if the ruling party is doing a better job, if they are deserving of 4 years. Because I know the CDC is a testament to that. They say we're going for 24, 30 years.
Where are we today?
Yeah, where are we today? So, the party, maybe you might face the same fate, because I know the one thing that I keep saying on the show, all the challenges, all the pressing issues that the Liberian people want to see resolved, if you cannot deliver, there is no politics that you will play that you will survive from. That one I know. Especially for you, the one disadvantage that Joseph Boakai has, people say he got experience. No, but experience is like a double-edged sword. He got a positive, he got a negative. One thing you guys fail to realize is the expectation for him, they are so high. Because people say, you know what, Joe, you get a celebrity, he's a soccer player. Okay, yeah, Joe is a player, we accept. But what happened to the guy who's going to be having the 40+ year experience? So anything that Georgia should have done, Joseph Boakai is expected to do 3 or 4 times more. And if you cannot even meet the bare minimum for a we ask, no, then it means you are already gone. Because for you came with one label, wisdom, age, and experience. So it means the expectation for you is even 4 or 5 times higher than that of George Weah, because the name you came with. So if you can get a job done, then more than likely, anyway, I'm not even sure you're going to be in the ballot for the next election, but maybe you're one night stand, but it will destroy the party image and their brand, and I don't think they will be able to carry on. So the idea that they are in power now and they have time and they can play politics, no, politics cannot replace expectation for the people looking for jobs, people looking for a better living, better life, more investment in the country, increase in services. And if they can get it, I mean, you need the party, then you can kiss it goodbye. For me, you got more time to recalibrate, but I can see the signs already. The negative sentiment coming from this government, the hardship, the economic problem, people is everywhere. That's why I tell people, every little thing that happens, like people get angry and get mad and jump in the street because that economic anxiety are still there. That's why I can. It almost like they say the bamboo won't cry, then you go beat it. Every little thing, it results to chaos.
David Ritchie, if you continue coming here like this, we are going to block you. Yesterday you came here, you insulted. You are come back again today. If you listen to Musa, if you think you will come here to be attacking Musa Berete, we will block you from coming here. I told you yesterday. If you listen to Musa Berete, he told, I think he had a press conference or something in Nimakate when he was telling the people he married his wife for more than 20 years now. He's a Muslim. He married a wife in the church. He's a Christian. They been together. If he can't change his wife, who is he going to change? That people just get the mindset, oh, when Musa Berete become Muslim, we change Liberia to Muslim state. Don't come here with this, your religious politics. Or else
who's that? I'm not even seeing the comment here.
Richard, he came here yesterday with insult. He come back here again. Musa, you will not turn Liberia to Islamic state.
Are you kidding me?
These are some of the things that bring problem in our country. Let Muslim and Christian business. We been existing. Nobody get time for one another. If you want to preach your religious politics, don't come here, or else we'll block you from coming here.
Yeah, for some reason, I see your comment. Maybe we'll take it in the back because I don't think I have the administrative right to black people or whatsoever. I mean, like you said, the debate is open. When you want to come and play a tribal or your sentimental or religious politics, then you will be a gunner for this platform because I don't know. For me, I don't read too many comments. I can skim through them once in a while, but I don't follow because it will get you a total distraction. Yeah. But when Melbourne come back, we'll talk about the whole write-up from Augustine Che, because I don't know, when I read a little piece, I thought he was trying to play quarterback for Dillon, but I think he even exposed Dillon further. Look, my brother, in life, sometimes when you are wrong, just admit that you are wrong. This whole thing you're trying to play games with people thinking that you are smart, it doesn't work, it doesn't add up, because the write-up from Augustine Che is a little bit contradictory to what Dillon said. For me, I told Dillon, I said it on the show, I said, if Dillon and Chemebelede were to go to court, to the Supreme Court on this issue, I will bet my money on Chemebelede. I will even double my bet against Dillon, because I know anywhere in the war, everywhere in the war, these things, right? I understand how it works when it comes to issue of the budget. I've been in this country for a while. I know how the budget. And the one thing people don't realize, I tell people, I say, if you are in Liberia, don't read our constitution. If you got a chance, read American constitution, then you understand most of the intent of the laws that are in Liberia. Because the only difference with our laws in Liberia, they are not in details. They don't have amendment for every little, because in America, the only difference is for every law they put on the books, they have another law to check that law just in case when something happens.
Check it balance.
Let me give you one typical example. When there's a stalemate in the House, right? Like they gone down where they were trying to remove a speaker. Do you know in America, the Congress has the authority to pick someone from outside that is not a lawmaker to become a speaker? Have you heard about that?
I heard about it.
At a certain point in time, when they were trying to remove, how they call the guy before we got there, or Johnson got to become speaker, right? Kevin McCarthy. People felt that they should make Elon Musk the hot speaker. Because the Constitution in America says you don't have to be a lawmaker to be a speaker. So they can decide and take somebody off the street and make them speaker in America. And too many people don't know about that. But that's the law. So sometimes I say, when Liberian Constitution is giving you a problem, just refer to the U.S. Constitution, because it's the same framework. Even though they are not war for war, but it's the same idea and the same intent that they use. Because what they did, they get copy a few of the laws from here and told you what they say. Yeah. So if you really want to understand some provision that confuse you, just go to the U.S. Constitution and try to read it, and you will get a clear understanding as to what's happening over there. And that's just why it is. So, Mr. Augustine Che, when Mayborn gets back on the radio, we'll talk about that, because I thought Dillon was very, very contradicting, and the media didn't even catch it. Like the one that got me pissed when Dillon was giving all those instances, giving examples that were more contradicting. Nobody was able to ask the question, because one of his argument was, when the president, the official communication to submit the budget to the House, when the president is sending that communication, he also sent one to the pro tem. But the question is, just because the president sent one to the pro tem, it does not give you the right to to jump ahead of the House when it comes to budgetary issue. So it almost like I read in Mayborn, you and Mayborn running your store, and Mayborn's going to be the one to open his store, and you are the one that's going to carry on the day-to-day transaction. So just because I send you guys 2 written communication, it means that you should jump ahead of Mayborn and start selling while I open the store. No, that's not the case. And then the second case he made, he said, we've been doing it from Madam Salif time. We did it on a charge of 12 years. Matter of fact, we had a joint budget hearing. Okay. Nobody say you does not have authority. You also have oversight responsibility like the people in the House. But when you say joint budget hearing, then it means you are doing it in collaboration with the people in the House.
Yes.
And the people in the House must agree to work with you on a joint resolution, which means they are the one even giving the authority for you to do it simultaneously. But when you are jumping ahead of them, then it become a whole different thing. And that's the part of, like, you know what? Tell on the one, you're on your own, man. I don't know which lawyer or whosoever you are consulting on this issue. And just because you've been doing something repeatedly, it doesn't make it to be right. Tradition is not the same as legality. That's something I learned in this country. Let me give you a typical example. Something that happened in this country. That's why I say, when people watch the news in this country, you got to pay attention. You can remember when the Trump tax return came out, right?
Yes, the Trump tax return.
I didn't understand anything. When I went to do my research on it and looking at the history, the tax return thing is not a law. It was just a tradition. And you know who it started with?
No.
It started with how they call it, Papi, former Democratic president that died at the age of 100 plus, man. Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter was a farmer. He had a peanut farm in Georgia, right? And you know, in America, the government can subsidize farmers. So when Jimmy Carter had to run for president, because farmers receive money from the government directly. So you don't want conflict of interest. That's how Jimmy Carter, to be transparent, came up with the idea that I will show my tax return so it can look like I'm taking money while I'm running for office. That's how the whole issue of president declaring or giving a tax return came about, but it's not any law. So they've been doing it repeatedly. When it got to Trump, Trump said, hell no. First of all, I run a private enterprise. My business is a family-owned business. I owe nobody no explanation because in America, your tax return is a private information. Only IRS is permitted to see your tax return, not a politician. So they said, no, Obama did it, Clinton did it, but Trump said, yeah, that's a tradition. It's not a law. Jimmy Carter did it because he was receiving money from the government. For me, I don't receive a penny from the government. My business enterprises, they are private. I hold no stockholder in any explanation because it's a family-owned business. So I'm not showing your tax return. Guess what? When they went to the court, who won? He won them because when you do something repeatedly, it does not make it to be right. It's not a law. It's just a tradition. That's why, like the same case Dylan was trying to make, they say, oh, we did it during Taylor time. Even under Madam Sally, we did it, but no, it still wasn't right. When it comes to revenue issue and the budget issue, let it originate in the House. It's specified by the Constitution, it's written. So when he said there is nothing in the law that says we cannot know, my brother, when we want to interpret the law, we got to rewrite on the book first. Now, what is not there, we got to first argue on the one that is on the books before we can talk about the one that is not there. I just want to clear that point.
That's why, like Mr. Kumi said, doing one thing over and over, expecting a better result than what they are trying to do, because he did it Taylor time, he did it editor, so he want to continue on the same thing. And we're talking about changes. You can continue to do the same thing over and over. You see, there is nothing to justify, so they just need to see what to do to turn everything over to the horse. When they finish, they send it over to them. But we'll wait to see what they are going to do. Let's see what the speaker will do.
Yes, I think I'm muted. We're back. Mark, Brother Ali, we've been following there are a lot of things. I'll send you something on video quickly, Brother Ali, and I'm also seeing on the Senate website that Senate
WhatsApp or Messenger.
I think I'm Messenger. Mark rather, but
I receive it.
Yeah. So it says Senate concurred with the House of Representatives on the road concession agreement. But Mr. Benete is asking question. He had a press conference not too long, and in fact, he's asking how the agreement leave from the lower house to go to the Senate. Now the Senate already concurred. Oh, Mark.
Yeah, the same thing we're talking about the budget. Why they're doing that road?
I see they're doing the road.
364 million. You're talking about the public-private partnership, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the contract Joseph Bakassi was sourced to Sierra Leone to get a kickback.
Yeah, to get kickback. That's what they do.
Yes.
These people are
only interested in kickback.
Let me tell you something. On the show.
Let me just play the video so you can listen. Then we'll go to Senator Aboche. But that's the latest news. Mark, I think maybe we'll talk about maybe 5 minutes.
Two issues. One was a follow-up letter requesting the Speaker to respond to my letter questioning the manner in which the $363 million bill surfaced at the Senate without going through the due process as laid out by the rules, Rule 39 and Rule 40, which requires that once it's a financial bill, it must be heard, debated upon, and individually voted upon. That did not happen. And I've written this because this is my second letter now. So what is left now is a legal recourse, which I'm going to do. The second letter was to inform the Speaker that what the Senate is doing is wrong and has the propensity of creating constitutional crisis or creating confusion in our governance system.
Honorability, firstly, why do you want the ongoing hearing to be halted, and how did it go at the flow today?
It is distracting. It is taking away, and that is the most vexing part. They're taking away high-level government officials to the Senate, and they're sending their deputies and juniors to the House. And Speaker Richard Cohen continued to behave in a manner that clearly showed that he has a sense of inferiority to the Senate. He is the leader of the legislature. He is the leader. The budget came to him as Speaker. Officially, the budget is not before the House. Again, the majority of the members knowing that the majority had a position, he programmed Representative Fode Fambule to take a motion and send it back to him so that he can just trash it. And constitutionality is being harmed. Constitutionality is being harmed. Rule of law. The same thing they did today, nobody has respect for the house. They continue to do it. We continue to come in the house. We continue to make point, but they continue to.
Well, we don't have less of a time. Maybe on tomorrow, then we'll continue with this video. But more, it is indeed interesting that they take him, in our simplest form, or in way we can say, they take the beginning. Oh yeah, well, I don't even know how to describe the entire situation. But Mr. Bede is saying that they take him, the other people, the junior brothers or the junior senators, or sorry, the junior officials, government, ministers, and so forth, sending them to them. Then they're taking the real people. By the way, Mark, what say you?
Let me tell you something. You know, when the things that happen, our people, they don't pay attention. Sometimes we come on the show, we keep telling them, right? It's a trend. Let me tell you, United Party or whole game plan. United Party believe that the Senate is more friendly to the executive than the House. That they have more opposition in the House than in the Senate. So for that reason, anything they want, it will be easily done in the Senate as opposed to the House. That was the whole engineering of the speakership. Because in United Party, man, once the speaker is a United Party partisan controlling the House, they will care less about the input of the other lawmaker. Because in their mind, anything that comes from the speaker or anything that the speaker agrees with, it means that it has met the consensus of the entire body. That's how they're looking at it. Because, like I said, Huawei, state-owned enterprises and agencies and government ministry will skip the House hearing and go for the Senate hearing. That one thing. So the question is, not only the budget, now we're also talking about another concession agreement that they are about to sign. They call it some public-private partnership. And they're talking about concurrence. Concurrence means things in agreement. So if the people in the House are telling you we never signed with it, how they can come up with the idea they call it concurrence? So United Party definition of concurrence is anything Richard Coons approval, even without the consent of his colleague, it already meet that definition of a concurrence. Because if the House are going to concur, then Chairman cannot be complaining. So if Chairman is complaining, then it means that they could care less about the House. Now we mean the whole chamber, they only running one side of the chamber, they will care less about the House because they believe there will be more opposition from the House as opposed to the Senate. So everything goes through the Senate. All they need to do, place a phone call to Richard Coon. Richard Coon will immediately consult with his colleague. He, the speaker, forward it straight to the upper house, and they call it concurrence. See what we're talking about? You don't have a democracy. You have a yes. Richard Coon is the House.
Jesus, but I want to say you in fact, I think that was either if not on Wednesday, but on Tuesday, Verity News were carrying a book was due. Leak report confirmed alleged that kickback in 365 million. They ruled deal that been concurred on by the House of Senate, and Metability is crying that no, we're not aware. In fact, how did the bill leave from the lower house to go to the upper house? But I what say you?
Oh, Melbourne, why you think they remove for that takeover? These are some of the reasons. Like Monk just said, the people know that the opposition lawmakers are in majority. For that takeover being the speaker, this nonsense will not happen in the House. And this is why DeLong is there. And DeLong is there to make sure that he do everything that is in the interest of President Barkai. Okay, so all I think Mr. Benete is doing, he will just talk, nothing going to happen. In as much as you will for that takeover, you can say anything you want to say in our house. Those people will not even say pay you no mind. In as much as Joseph Barkai is getting kickback from that contract, Richard Coon had to make sure they pass it because what the president interest lies. Anything, what kind of president we get that will be single sewing contract to people all because of his personal interest? If this statement people say this is a man with integrity, this is so sad for our country. You see? So anything the president interest is in, those people they will just do what they can do, they send it to the Senate and they be finished with it. And we expect to see this kind of thing for the 2 years experience government. But that is it. like I said, those people, they are just muddying the water for themselves, because 2029, they should just know that they are not going to come back to power. It is a challenge to them, because these are things, because if you, like we were just talking here, if you govern the country the right way, what you were elected to do, you don't worry yourself when it comes about campaigning. You will just relax because you know what you have done. But if you will be breaking all the laws in the country, all the code of conduct, everything, you breaking everything in the country, and these were things that you campaign against every day yesterday, and you are doing times 10. What chance do you think you have to come back to power? So they are just there. They are running the campaign for the opposition. And this is why I continue to say, the opposition, you guys have to glue together. You'll see what you can really do instead of all having second round election. If the opposition can work together, 2029 election will just be one blow.
Oh yeah, it can be gone one blow. But
Well, Mark, what say you with Senator Abachi crying now, but with the latest news that they just concur with the with the law, in fact, with the lower house, but he's not saying that the way they've been behaving the few times, especially with the budget, is not in the right direction, and they don't have that authority to just do whatever thing they want to do. But the letter news,
go ahead. Oh, so sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, because the later news now also contradict what he just posted not too long.
But like I said, it's the same thing that happened with the budget. It's a trend. It's not only the budget now, it's about the concession, the agreement, it's about giving contract because they want to get kickbacks. If you go and do a research, if you go on that, or I don't know, call it, say, Pavi Ford Al Associate, they don't have a history of undertaking any major highway project. All the countries listed on their website, I did background check on that. I didn't see nothing. And I think Verity News wrote something about something like that. I don't know, because I know they're into rental equipment. So my question was, if these guys are into rental equipment, first of all, some of the countries that they list on their website, when you click on the link, you can't even get more details. They only listed a few countries. That's where I knew it was fake, because it looks so fishy. They talk about the day project in Mali, the days in Ghana, Africa, Senegal. But everywhere that they give, when you go do further investigation, you don't find nothing on them in terms of building a major highway. So if you are going to get in 16 or 20 years contract for 365 million, and don't forget, it's a public-private partnership also, which means they will be having stake in terms of raising money from those projects. How can you come up with those kind of amount, and you're talking about concurrence when people in the House are still complaining that there was nothing discussed here concerning that, but in the Senate, you're talking about concurrence. And maybe, like, bro, just a sad country, and it can be so frustrating at times as to how we come here, we talk about this thing every day, and the people, you can see any righteous anger from them that they could just play tune deaf to this thing. But it's happening every day. It's almost like these guys have no regard for the Liberian people. It's not only about respecting the law. The law is one thing, but even the people that you claim to serve, that regard is not even there. They don't even see them like human beings that they should respect in the first place. Because if you respect the people, you will even do things the way you are doing things right now. That's why I said the Augustine chick, where he wrote it, even Delon. Let's know what he said, Mabon. You know, Delon's excuse was they want to be preemptive. They are prepared. We are preparing. But let's know what Augustine Chick said. He said the House of Representatives is correct that the Senate cannot undertake any formal deliberation on the national budget until the House has completed a review and has passed the budget and transmitted the engrossed bill to the Senate. This position is granted in Article 34D1 of the Constitution, which vests the initial stage of the legislative budget process in the House, right? However, nothing in the constitutional language prevents the Senate from conducting informal. You hearing it? Why you call something informal? It means it's not legal. It's not binding. He said, however, nothing in the constitutional language prevents the Senate from conducting informal or preliminary engagement, including holding consultative or preliminary hearing with ministry, agency, and commissioner to prepare it for its eventual formal budget review. So he's saying it's a preliminary process and it's informal. But when they're done with the informal, then it will go back to the formal. If you come from informal to formal, then why you want to engage in the informal? You see the contradiction we're talking about here? But like I said, the regime speaker is in the House. So they could care less about the House. They could care less about the committees in the House, about the membership. No. In their mind, Rachel Kun alone It's the House. And once they get him there, Chairmanability and the rest who are considered to be opposition, they can just kiss it goodbye. In the Mass Unity Party, they are only running one segment of the legislature. And in our law, they say we have a back camera legislature. We mean we got two houses. But in the book of Joseph Barker, you are only running one. The other one is literally dead because the supervisor is on the rescue train.
And more quickly before Brother Ali come before we go to the line. So this is glaring that the issue of kickback, because I think it's just about campaign preparation of campaign, how they can get money to be able to campaign, you know, all of these things. That's why they are treating us the way they are treated. Because more today you will hear somebody will say, or in fact, some kind of more representative or senator will say something good. You'll be thinking that yes, that good thing that person is saying and this is good. But in less than 24 hours, some kind of a game will play that will even confuse you. In fact, that will even take you back for another 10 years of thinking as to, I thought the person was saying that in fact that what they were doing was good. Because even the Senator Dawa did not today. Senator Dawa did not confirm report that in fact he already smoked peace pipe behind the scene with the quote-unquote Labor Minister and the other people.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you will no longer talk about labor issues.
No. They are on the rescue train, so he could care less now. Nothing.
Well, I leave anything before go to the line, man. Yeah, a lot of people
all I think about the people do your opposition to the government, so they are not going to take you serious. That's the kind of government. So while you on the opposition side, you see anything, those people will just look at it and say, oh, the people in Nepal, we shouldn't pay them no mind. Like I said, opposition, you work together and give Unity Party one blow 2029. You need to get together. That's all. Okay, my man, I'm going to pick my case up. See you guys tomorrow. It was nice.
Thank you, my dear brother. Thank you, Morgan, another thing, because this is so this is frustrating, and I don't even know how to even place it anymore. But I think the people they are playing games with our people is almost like seesaw, as you may call it. For me, now what I'm saying, but it is indeed frustrating. But any other thing more before we go to the line quickly?
And you said it right. They are just working in lockstep. They're just pretending to us that they are opposition, or there will be people who will stand up against the government, most especially in the House. Look, maybe we don't have a democracy. We don't have a functioning democracy. There is no respect for the law. There is no respect for the people themselves. I'm not talking about the law. Like I said, the law is just a written sentences on paper, right? You got to implement before they become law. They are just written. But I'm talking about the fear of the citizen. Before government engages in, they threaten, they worry about the pushback from the public. How the public will react. That's why you see when you watch TV in America, everything is done by an opinion pool. They're reading the content on opinion pool. They want to get an idea how people will interpret what they are about to do, whether there will be negative pushback, whether there will be positive review. That's why anything they want to do, whether it's budget, whether it's spending, they will go and control the pool. Let's ask the American people before we can do this. But in the case of Liberia, I'm not trying to compare Liberia and America in any way, shape, or form. But if you're talking about democracy, like I said, democracy is not only about casting ballot. It's all about the entire process. When you have people, elected officials, right? They never went to the House without your consent. Matter of fact, you, the people, were the one that sent in there. If they don't have regard for you, then it means they don't even have regard for the country and the laws and the constitution. So you don't have a government, brother. You're just running a cartel.
That's why they are changing their jersey. Jumping for another team, they wear the whether go to the line to interact with you, our colors. That's the fact. They want to change their jersey, but they are the same. Hello, today's caller, good evening.
Yeah, I come here.
My brother, okay, thank God for life. Go ahead, your name.
Yeah, my name is Mohammed Gitar. I call it from Facebook.
Okay, go ahead, but you have to move away from monitor a little bit, please.
I mean, when you're on the radio, I think I'm talking to him.
Yeah, my man. Go ahead now, quickly.
You see, if human being, if they heal rotting, the body is waste. People always say that the disabled guy get good character. But I'm telling you, our papa, he is here for the country. All the people that people are going out in the government, he is here. The hair is rotting. So nothing will be in this country of the city over.
All right, thank you so much, David King. David, good evening. Sorry, I don't know what happened to the film. Yeah, David, good evening.
From my end, you see, we saw this thing coming. And Mr. Baga will do everything humanly possible in making sure that he mortgage our country to the 419ers. These guys are not investors. These are people who are coming to loot our country. They're bringing nothing to the country. How can you take engineering, road engineering contract and give it to a Sierra Leonean company that has no history of working anywhere with transparency? In fact, what we are getting, big guy, the honor probe in Sierra Leone, in our own country. Then because Joe Boakai hails from Sierra Leone, he go and take his Sierra Leonean brothers and bring them so that they can start full $360 million for the Liberian people, so that they can be able to enrich themselves.
25 years of our time. So the proteins are in our life.
Yes, our time is being wasted with unprepared president. Because if this president were prepared to bring anything sustainable to this country by now, 1 or 2 years, Joe Boakai print will be everywhere across the country. But you just see Joe Boakai, every custom-made clothes, every custom-made driving custom-made car, every custom-made shoes, flying in the latest private jet. No president ever flew from this country with Gulfstream. It is only Joe Boakai who has done that. So it is to tell you that the quote-unquote rescue mission that the people came on, they came to rescue themselves. Everybody found that everything around Joe Boakai had changed over the year. If car parking lot you have in front of the house, they are no longer parking car. The generator you have for sale on in front of the house, he no longer selling that generator. Now he's living at the expense of the great people. And we are getting poorer and poorer. We're getting old and old. Nothing there for us. Our children are going to bed with hunger. Fathers and mothers are walking the street begging. Blind people, children are in the street begging between cars. I mean, it's just too pitiful for us.
All right, 25 years agreements have been, in fact, the House of Senate are called with the House of Representatives according to this information coming from the Senate website, and it's 25 years. Yeah, look, I can enjoy our people. We can be alive. They can sign agreement that will even carry off to. Yeah, 0770-203125. That's the number for you to call. Charles Cooper, Charles, good evening. Charles.
Good evening, Mabon.
Yeah, my brother, go ahead. Good evening.
Yeah, Mabon. Let me say good evening to the rest of the panelists. Mabon, this is why I normally tell you that leadership was our country is cursed, and all Liberians must endeavor to break the leadership curse. We believe that what is happening to us is just normal, but it is not normal. Anyone who feels what is happening to Liberia is normal, that person is abnormal. You see, Mabon, our leaders, I don't know, Mabon, because we were here, President their own contract we complain, the other company or concession company king the same contract we complain. We can't, I don't know, President Boga has spent 52 years in public service. 52 years, Mabon. It's not 42, it's 52 years in public service life. Boga, we expected that. Even though Mabon, for some of us, we did not believe that Boga would even serve as a good president for this country. Because there is a man who served as vice president for 12 unbroken years. The only thing he told us was that he squandered opportunities. And that's why he said doing Boga is good at squandering opportunities. That was just an open confession that he made. You know, sometimes when God is about to expose you, he made you say some things that are true. And then people said, oh, Boga is appointed. That was just reality. What I said, Mr. Brother says, opportunity today. I don't understand this country, Mabon.
Yeah, my brother, I know myself, I'm not even understanding, but God is there, God be God. Keep your calls coming, people. Let's talk about these issues. Sometimes you blame your representative, you blame your senators and so forth. So many people, they are also crying behind the same, and they are crying with nowhere. They know they say you cry tired. Keep your calls coming, 0770-203125. Today's caller, good evening.
Good evening,
Yes, my brother, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead, your name.
Lorenzo Baba Yima, Robbie Howard this evening.
Wonderful. Thank you, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you. Mabon, let me say this. This country this country will never change until we, the citizens ourselves, we try to put ourselves together to go against some of the things the people are doing. Because like, we continue to breathe what the people are doing to us. We breathe it in every day and night. Here's our neighbors here. We see our neighbors. They're like in the same house. The next new neighbor to you find way to put it there around the house so water can enter. But you see so right there, and you see okay with it. So that's why the reason why this country, I don't know what we're going to be. Because the leader they don't have no fear for the masses. They don't have no fear for us. They take our money anyhow. We the citizens have to make the people to be in front of us. For what we back to this country, what this country went through. But we have forgotten. And the people treat us like we are not going through anything here. I thought the leaders will have some fear for the masses by this time. To know that our great people now.
People can be testing the water. December 6th, you will go for t-shirt. So the people, they always testing the water. When they test the water, when it's warm or a little bit cold, you know, they have their own way of reacting to.
No, brother, I'm not below the no party. I'm not below the party that I would play my support to the party that is willing to self do the will of the Liberian people.
Thank you.
The party that I wish for.
All right, my dear brother. Thank you so much, my dear brother. To this caller, quickly, good evening.
Good evening, Mom, and good evening to you, my brother in studio.
Yes, my dear brother, go ahead.
My name is JB Napoleon when I go from Toulouse Town and DB County. You see, I heard you were reading at Musa wrote, you were just reading from Musa's clip that he wrote the speaker to different time, and he's saying he may take flat to the court. You see, I think he got issue right, but Musa is a wrong messenger.
So then who is the right messenger? Hello? So then who is the right messenger?
I'm coming.
No, hello. Who is the right messenger? Answer me for the...
Can you give me a chance to provide?
Chairman, I ask you a question.
Any patriotic Liberian and law this country can raise the issue, not Musa.
Okay.
Liberian.
All right, thank you. So, hello to this caller, good evening. Oh, Louis, Louis, good evening, go ahead. Yeah, man, dear brother, go ahead.
Good evening.
Yes.
How are you doing? I smoke as well, and the rest of the team.
We all doing okay, though. It's just that for you and myself, the weather condition here is not too okay for us. The cold, man.
Yes, that's true. President Mark, my analytical analyst, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm just waiting for you to sign up for Sktv.
This question: why is Musa flagging that the horse didn't get majority concurrence and they didn't deliberate and resolve on the 300-kilometer road that has to do with this Arlenian for the associate? Yep. Take back to the Senate. Why? Because social news, you know, I'm not saying Musa is wrong. I'm trying to bring deductive reasoning to my question. Immediately you said it, I've been placing calls. I tried placing calls because I've been following the show. Why is Musa speaking?
That's a great question.
That's a beautiful woman, but
this will be a very big news. If it is true, there is the first time in the history of our country. Because before all of the House have concurrence, they should resolve on that matter, and plenary should take the decision, which is
majority. And the news should even come out that yes, that the lower house has finalized this agreement, and the agreement has been taking flight to the House of Senate.
Fine. So why is only Musa speaking on a 73 man? Because yes, Richard Kuhn and a regime colleague, Makumako and four, it will be because trust me, in the house there, they are 73. Okay, I was told that majority water 49 was can pass a law plenary.
Oh yes.
But they were breaking news from the rest because we got serious opposition, different like people there. The news they're all over Facebook and this that.
But maybe they don't know how the document leak because maybe to some people they've been thinking, but we're still waiting for them.
No, you can't say leak, but they say concurrent. It means they are already aware. There's an agreement. You can leak.
The Senate Press Bureau or the House Press Bureau who have made the announcement and acknowledge that the House have resolved on this matter. Whether it's budget, whether it's concession, whether it's financing loan, whether it's grant agreement, you have heard that this has been resolved and it gone to the next House for concurrence. Because this is a breaking news. And I don't want to agree. You know why I'm wrong? I want to believe that Richard Kuhn and the rest of the guys, they are smart. They will play their game, and majority will sound it. They will give it the legitimacy. They will play their game, whether they will spend money, whether they will meet to each other else, because sometimes they resolve at night. And then before section, they have already come up with the agreement, and then it's passed. But for it to not get plenary enforcement, because you got it 44 men, you got it 44 to 46 men, which can pass anything. You get out a majority.
I want to tell them they can do it.
For it to not get the majority endorsement from plenary and just go straight to the Senate, I doubt it seriously. They have the ability to play the game, share the money, and have it pass with their majority block and send it to the Senate for concurrence, because that's what the law says.
Exactly, man. Yeah, but you're right. Okay,
let me pick Louis brain.
All right, yeah, you're right. I think other lawmakers, you got to call in those of you, but let's call up quickly. Good evening.
Good evening. So,
hello, my young man. Listen to me. Listen to hello. All right. So maybe you want to be rude. We don't do it yet.
Yeah,
man. Stick to the issues.
You were already giving a mandate. When these people get off track, you cut them off, brother, and open the line with people who are serious, bro.
I've been blacking you already, Say you don't want to go to the issue, you'll be black. Yeah? Hello to this caller. Good evening. Say you're no red messenger and run you yourself, you never read for messenger. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Go ahead. Oh, my sister, maybe credit have been someone else. Yeah, you just say you never refer messenger, looking for refer messenger. You people are the kind of group of people that always causing chaos. But then there's something happen, all you think about right now is how to break chaos, how to fight people, how to do a lot of things to people in community in the name of trouble or religious business. Hello to this caller. Good evening. Yeah, my brother, go ahead.
This is the voice of PTS. I choose to be the chauffeur. Labor, the thing is just powerful. That company that people are rectifying
25 years.
For 25 years. Pavil 4 is the name.
What you call it?
Pavil 4 AL Limited Associate.
Okay, Pavil 4. We're gonna 4. Don't go ahead.
Pavil 4 is the name, and the manager of that company is called Adama Baru.
Okay.
That name, according to the report of a newspaper from Telo, is called Salon Pompa. Reported on the 25th of May, 2024. That guy was very most role. That he mismanaged 50 million. They were giving to him for roles, and the role are not seen. One of the role is they want to leave from Freetown to Kinema. It was to be upper pavement, but then investigators show that mother stay on the road, and then car was saying they stop up there. For that reason, the one thing and both ISF suspended their funding from coming to going to salon, and the government has acknowledged that such was done, and they acknowledged that this guy had, mismanaged. So how come that our senators who are to be elders of the land are not doing research? That this kind of same man who's on the top and what they is suspending their funding from going to salon for his land. IMF, they are all our partners. They are suspending funding for going to salon so the government for this guy action.
All right, thank you, my dear brother. People are more concerned among. There are a lot of information coming up. People are even asking Senator Amar Conan also who are talking every time. How come he go quiet? Look, the country is just and then when they go to the WhatsApp line and take a few calls from there. So do you want those of you who are calling, you can now place in your calls on the WhatsApp line so that you too can have your say. But again, the Senate has concurred with the House of Representatives on the rural concession agreement. 25 years. Yeah, that's what it was spent. Hello, to this caller, good evening.
You see, this okay, I always give you war every time I start this. People pretend to Alex they're doing the right thing, and they're doing the wrong thing every time, and they try to make the Liberian people to feel like they don't know what they are doing. People were acting like they were good yesterday, beating the other people bad. But you see people now, the people that they were praising yesterday, so they no longer praise those people. But they see people that they were taking to be the best people that would be the country for the people. Those people tend to be the worst. Now you see the violating everything. The beating the friend back. The friend not want to speak. Because when you speak, they go for you. As a senator, when you're speaking, they will go and step on everything you want to receive.
Exactly. And to even add to that, representative, Yagakoba also complained about that. That almost 2 years now, he haven't received any cent for his district.
Yes, now what the government doing, because the government see, they will use violence to go for people. Anybody speak against them, they go for you violently. They beat you.
No, man, we'll not go that way. Thank you, my dear brother. Now we'll take one more call because I want from more. I didn't have a question I asked from our brother Louis, and that's a brilliant question. Where all of these people, but my brother, some people will be they will not talk anymore. That's how the whole entire country look like. Other people they will remain quiet. They will not want to talk because hello, Sidiwa Jabo, my brother. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead, my brother. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maple, good afternoon, Mom, and the rest. Sidao Tiakewa, usual calling from Florida State. The discussion is fascinating, as AB always said. But Vanishamo, I think his last day in House said that the people are not concerned to ask him what is happening in the house. So it is clear. People think that this country is just for CDC and United Party. So nobody cares. If you try to question the government, they say it's for CDC. If you don't question the government, they say it's for United Party. So that's how the country looking. Maybe that T-shirt and party help to the people more concerned about. So it's that if you get chance and opportunity, leave that brother and follow your life somewhere, brother. That country not going nowhere very soon.
All right, thank you, my dear brother. You're always on that side. But again, people, that's good. Let me see quickly, Louis. I want to check in again, but Louis, you get any gist or news?
I want to advance the point 30 seconds and let the month in. Richard Coon and the leadership and the majority bloc don't need to surreptitiously take the bill to the Senate for concurrence. They have the number, they can influence it, they get the executive on their side. I find it hard to believe. They got the money, they got the executive on the side, they got a 46 men, they have the number to have it resolved and signed and send it for concurrence, to send the bill to the Senate, to send the agreement to the Senate with all past section in the house. I really want that. They will be the greatest violation ever in the history of Liberia.
All right, but Louis, any other information that maybe that you got up? Just let us know, even though maybe on tomorrow we will we want to bring maybe one of the lawmakers, either Honorable Musa has some ability to talk more about some of the issues. Yeah, people, but Mom, there you have it. All of our people, most of them they are any concerned, and most of them they are already agreeing to the laws that indeed we don't have any more strong law, because most of the lawmakers they always agree to most of these things, especially because of the kickbacks behind the scene.
Maybe the situation is so bad that even the former president just came out recently to talk about laws that were on the book. Why you think Liberia went through all those processes to waive debt, to build institutions, and they are being violated? The problem matter, like I said, the law is just one piece of it. The people don't have respect for the citizens of the country. They believe that we are so divided politically that there is nothing that they can do that there will be a pushback, because there will always be half of the country that will back them. And when we are divided politically, it means that they can do anything and get away, because one side is already backing them. So you can't blame them. Also, you got to look at the demographic in the country and the way how people do things politically. If you went through an election and two parties take almost 90% of the vote, and one side, no matter what happened, the other side, they will still protect one, then the government is just giving more incentive to keep abusing the people, because they know.
And like, for example, quickly, for example, maybe when saying I'm not calling like that, maybe when they post the kind of comments, maybe they're going on and post, they know, but the people don't need to be talking for them, because if you say that was really crap,
Yeah.
They say, oh, my life threatened.
Yeah. It's the same partisan issue. That's just why it is. So if you get people that will defend you no matter what, even at their own expense, then why would you want to do the right thing? Just keep abusing them forever because they still got a cheering squad, even at the expense of their own abuse. That's where Liberia is, and that's the sad part about Liberian politics. We don't have a voting bloc or
well, Monk had some technical issue, but again, people, those of you, that's our society. That's the country for me. Thank God that Monk they're trying to understand most of the things, because for me, I've been saying these things times where I number that even if you go to election tomorrow and change the people, as long as system is still terrible. The executive, it is the gateway for Liberia backwardness, because see the kind of thing that's happening now. That laws coming from or agreements that's supposed to be talked about, that people are supposed to say, oh yes, the lawmakers or the lower house, they already have their say. In fact, they already ratify this, they put the other thing into place, they do this, they do no, nothing of that happened. They send it straight to the upper one and say, my man, your son, they're quick. The people want to start quick. 25 years. Taking 25 years to be joke. But again, we love politics.
And you know, the last caller, the article he talked about, I explained that. I mean, I did a research on that as well. This is a Sierra Leone company. If they are going to be in problem with the Sierra Leonean government, because the only reason the owner of that company, like they say, he got ties to people in government. And the project in Sierra Leone, in their own country, where the company is operating from, the project was only $60 million. So if a Sierra Leone company is having problem with their own government in their own country for only $60 million, how in the world or Liberian own company, Liberia will give them $360 million contract?
But more follow up, or maybe follow up to you, or maybe follow up question to what you just stated. But the essence of even buying a yellow machine.
Yep, and the indoor rental equipment.
What kind of country is it?
It's a criminality, my brother. That's just why. Maybe that's what I want to go to Sierra Leone for, to go get. Because and that's
why they can see the reason now of I don't even get it. If you are giving contract to people,
yes,
in this form and manner, 25 years, then what can you not give this contract to your own Liberian brothers and sisters who are struggling, who are part of the Jesus?
And even they can rent. That the question I asked the last time on the show, I said, this company, they're not only constructing road, they believe that they can rent or equipment. So why not get the contract to Liberian own corporations, let them go and rent and subcontract them to rent their equipment and do the same project? But no, they will get more kickbacks when they go this route. That's why, look, maybe, like I said, we don't have a country. We are pretending to be a country, but we are not. We don't have a government. We don't practice democracy. We don't have a country. We are being run and managed by a cartel. No matter what happens, nothing will change. Because like I said, if a Sierra Leone-based company can have problem with their own government for shady deal for $60 million, no rational president in the man will look at it and getting $364 million project, contract. But in the whole world, only Liberia, it will happen here that our president
can happen in the country. Their country, anything can happen.
Man,
Well, we gotta go there, my brother.
Hopefully, I'll be here next week.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you, my dear brother.
Won't be here tomorrow in the weekend, so I'll see you guys. Thanks, folks. Thanks for the time. We cover our ground today, and that's it. At least we got.
Yeah,
I mean, what happened to Chelsea yesterday? I didn't hear you talking about Chelsea, the Blues.
Yeah, even today, you see me now. In fact, I'm wearing red. Just Manchester United person because I'm downhearted too, so I have to be in sympathy with them. So I'm wearing red. So you are quite correct. I don't know what happened with some of the coaches more. You know, sometimes their behavior,
You got a similar man begging. Why you guys can't leave journalism and go run the government saying they voted for your all? Kind of a crazy and silly comment.
Don't mind Rufus. These are some of the people more. They already out of the other country and they enjoy it. So they know. Let me tell you, most of them, some of the game come in, and everybody has their side and this and that. Even those ones here, be 100% they're offered. But because they are not into the fire, so they don't care. Why you expect for Rufus or Johnson to say? The minute you like people say you don't care, Rufus living out the better life. So these are people that always want to see the country backward because they don't care. All they care about is maybe they're president them from the same tribe, maybe from the same religion, or maybe from the same county. Yeah, that's all they care about. So Rufus can say anything he want to say. He can comment. If Rufus can even see some of the civil servants, what they are going through. Rufus not be commenting the way you commenting, but again, our people, they love politics. So people like Rufus, when they come, they will say anything they want to say. But Mark, good night to you.
Yeah, man. Take care.
Yes, good night to all of you, my people. Thanks to all of you for your participation. We see you on tomorrow, Friday, by the grace of God. We'll be here with you with another fascinating topic and so forth. But good night. I'm Johnson Mabakula. I'll see you on tomorrow by the grace of God.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the promise from them. The welcome and life without fear.
A lyrical
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv-Lib. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And you no money, and I go. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I don't get it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Monitor people who willing to serve. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.